Good morning. We're in Psalm 89 today, and it's a long psalm. It's a beautiful psalm. I would suggest that you read the whole psalm for your devotions this morning, but I'm going to focus on verses 14 through 18. Really, after painting this beautiful picture of God as above, ascribing God's goodness and His love, the heavens are yours, the earth is yours, you rule over the surging sea, who is like you? Faithfulness is like embedded in the heavenlies, God's faithfulness, who's like you, O Lord? He then says this: righteousness and justice are the foundation of your throne. Love and faithfulness go before you. But here's the verse I want to focus on. Blessed are those who have learned to acclaim you, who walk in the light of your presence, Lord. They rejoice in your name all day long. They celebrate your righteousness, for you are their glory and strength. I'm in a small group this fall with some 20-somethings, and just oftentimes this group's been together for some time, and we often read a book together, Bonhoeffer or something of some weight, and we discuss it. This fall, as we started our group again, we decided to not be content heavy, but to instead take a listening posture and ask God, what do you want to say to me? Because we recognize that there is this habit in us to rush headlong into our world, into the busyness of our world, into the noise of our world, and never stop and ask God to speak. And so never to create an expectation that God speaks, and never to expect that God wants to direct and communicate to us. Here, and I love that this is embedded in the Old Testament, he says, blessed are those who have learned to acclaim you, who walk in the light of your presence. This sense that God is with us in this life, leading us, guiding us, even speaking to us, that He wants to be with us, and that when we actually go out into the world, walking in the light of God's presence, we become those who rejoice in God's name all day long, celebrating His righteousness, experiencing God's glory and God's strength. I guess the point to me here is really important, especially in these days. There are so many voices, so many loud and strident voices in our world, and we let ourselves listen to them, and we never, ever listen to God. I mean, literally sit quietly and say, God, do you want to speak today? Do you want to say something to me today? I wonder if that word might be for some of you today, is to simply begin in a daily posture of sitting quietly and saying, God, do you want to speak? Maybe with a journal, a blank journal, a pen, and say, God, would you say something to me today? Is there something you want to communicate? I want to live in the light of your presence. I hope that's an encouragement to you today. Grace and peace.